Hello and welcome to day 100. 100 videos on YouTube. Amazing, in less than a year. Austin and I have been working to put these videos together, and one of the things that it makes me do is to think about great things to say, and also not only to think about them, but I need to walk the walk. This morning I've done 250 push-ups, I've prayed for 10 minutes, I called my mom. How many of you call your mother on a regular basis? My mother is 87 years old, and every morning, Monday through Friday on the way to work, I give her a phone call. This morning I woke her up so she's a little groggy. People that have self-esteem do esteemable things. What can we do today to make our lives better, to feel better about ourselves? I also picked up 5 pieces of trash this morning as I walked around the building here at Pacebutler. Every morning, first thing I do when I get here at the office is I walk around the building. It's a simple little exercise, but it kind of gets my heart going. And then when I got in the building, I did some pull-ups. We got a pull-up bar here, and so I did some pull-ups. I did 50 pull-ups with 30 pounds of assist, and then I did 10 pull-ups with someone, Austin, helping me to do the 10 pull-ups without any counterweight, and he kind of keeps me balanced as I did 10 pull-ups. So I'm feeling much stronger, got a lot more energy because I exercise. Isn't it weird if you put 10 gallons of gasoline in your car and you drive it, the gas is gone. But if you do 10 push-ups, your body the energy doesn't go away, you get more energy. The next day you've got more energy. The more we work our body, the more energy we have. It's really important for me to exercise on a daily basis. Now the thing is to have a routine and then improve from there. So I just met with a guy today that is going to start doing pull-ups. And he's a pretty good sized guy, so on our pull-up machine, I recommended that he use 100 pounds of assist to do pull-ups. And he did 10 really good pull-ups with 100 pounds of assist. And he had great form, he was able to do it, and he wasn't really winded, and tomorrow he'll be able to do the same. So if he'll continue to do those pull-ups every day until he's really got it down, he can reduce the assist weight from 100 pounds to 90 pounds, or he can increase the number of pull-ups that he wants to do. The law of compounding is so incredibly important. If you would really like to be successful, please study the law of compounding. Go on the internet and learn what the law of compounding is. How can the law of compounding help us? One of the things, as many of you know, I didn't really started reading until I was 26 years old. So basically I read at about a 4th grade level. I'm dyslexic and I have attention deficit disorder. You want to go ride a bike? Oh, wait a minute, we're talking on video. Okay, so I didn't start reading until I was 26. So when I read the first book, it gave me some knowledge. Think of it like a piece of paper. Think of, this is probably going to mess but this piece of paper is blank on your side. There's stuff on this side, but on this side it's blank. So you read a book and you put 1 dot there. Then you read another book, you put another dot, another dot, another dot. Every time you read a book, you put another dot, and in those books you learn stuff. And that information gives us the power to have great lives. So I want to have a great life, so I read a lot. Today I just finished another book, and it was an incredible book. And the reason why I read it, because the minister at our church referenced it in his sermon. And he said it was really a great book and it affected him in a positive way. So I read the book, and after I got done reading it, I thought, who else would benefit from this book? So I'm going to pass the book on to someone else. I can make a difference in somebody's life by simply giving them a book. And you can do the same thing. It is so awesome when somebody comes back and says, hey, you know that book you gave me? First question I ask is, what was the name of what was the book title? Because I give away so many different books. I want to show you a book. This book here is an incredible book. It's called The Checklist Manifesto. Now, I might have talked about this in the past, and maybe this is the first video you've ever seen. But the Checklist Manifesto, do you have a checklist? For instance, when I go on a trip, I have a checklist of things that I need to pack in my suitcase. Have you ever got to the hotel and you said, oh, I forgot my toothbrush? And then you have to go spend time finding a toothbrush, or I forgot the tickets, the airline tickets. I've been on the way to the airport and realized I didn't have my my airline tickets, and so I had to turn around and go back and get them. So I got a checklist that I use whenever I travel. I have a checklist for important things in my life. That book talks about how important it is to have a checklist, how to develop a checklist, and some of the organizations that use a checklist. It's interesting. Boeing, the people who make airplanes, commercial airplanes, they have over 100 people, and all they do is make checklists. They are full-time employees, and that's all they do is make checklists. They make checklists for pilots, they make checklists for the mechanics, all the people that work there, they're always putting together these checklists. Once you make a checklist, you can always improve it. It's always easy to edit something than it is to create it. So wherever area of your life you want to improve, put together a checklist. One of the things they talked about is for a pilot, if a pilot is flying the plane and the engine stops, they can look at their checklist to figure out what to do. And the very first thing that's on that checklist, which is you would think anybody would assume that's flying a plane, the very first thing on that checklist is keep flying the plane. Because sometimes pilots are trying to get the engine started or do certain things, but they forget to fly the plane. So the very first thing is to keep flying the plane. So have a checklist, read books, share with others. People that have self-esteem do esteemable things. The more I give, the more I live. The more you give, the more you live. The more you give your efforts, the more you exercise your body, the more you use your brain, the more you read. And just a side note, have any of you ever heard of Khan Academy? K-A-H-N, Khan Academy. If you want to learn something, you can go to Khan Academy, I think it's just Khan.com. It might be KhanAcademy.com, but you can go there and you can learn college level, high school level, elementary level information. You can take courses. You can learn how to speak. You can learn chemistry. You can learn how to speak a language, a second language. It is incredible, and it is supported by some of the richest people in the world so that we can have access. Knowledge is power. So read something, learn something, watch a video, share the videos with other people. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a super day.